While I was scrolling online yesterday, I came across the post by 56-year-old Brian McKnight, the R&B singer, saying that, basically announcing that him and his wife are having their first child together. This made me curious, so I ended up clicking on his Instagram and going through his pictures. At first glance, when you look through all his pictures, you see him and his, so-called family, and you're like, oh, what a beautiful family. But then I got to thinking, because if you've been living long as I've been living, and you had a mother that absolutely adored Brian McKnight, and used to spend all her little coins on his CDs and albums, and going to his concerts, and turn him on when he was on BET and stuff like that, you will remember in the early 90s and the 90s and the early 2000s, this man had a whole different family. A whole different family. And that family, and those kids, those biological kids that he had with that woman, is nowhere pictured on his Instagram. Yes, I know that people get divorced. Yes, I know kids grow to be grown. But it's very weird that this man has no pictures of his biological children on his Instagram. Okay? He was married to his college sweetheart. And I believe they was married for 13 years before he ended up having an outside baby on her. This is what his son had to say from that marriage about him. And even though his son, they are grown now, but I thought the role of a parent never ends. Ain't that what a lot of parents say? The duty of a parent never ends. This is what his daughter had to say. Daddy, little girl was never really a thing for me. Nobody understands what I've been through except for my siblings. Believe it or not, I'm not always the person I seem to be. I'm not always happy. Most of the time, I'm battling with my own demons just like everyone else. I grew up thinking that the things that happened to me and my dad's relationship was my fault. I grew up thinking that he doesn't want to come to visit me because he doesn't love me. Constantly put behind other kids that he would call his own while I'm cast into a land far, far away in the back of his mind. It sucks knowing that someone else who's not even blood related to you stands before you. These are his biological children. None of them are on his Instagram. Baby, on this day 3 years ago, I married the woman I dream of. This is what he's wrote talking about his most recent wife. So what was the previous wife? Just a placeholder? You wasted her time, gave her 2 children, and left? Look at this. All on his Instagram. This is weird, yo. The perfect daughter I always wanted. Wow.